Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, we saw that ES actually pulled back down towards that 65 to 67 support, where responsive buyers were active yet again. We can see that that's essentially the bottom of this recent two-day balance and is also the breakout area. So it's a very key spot. It was a key support zone from yesterday, and it has continued to hold, and that's why buyers actually remain in control. So today, 65 to 68 is going to be initial support, but the way that this market is shaping up, we don't really want to see continued tests of that zone because we've already been down there three times, and continually testing the 65 to 68 could actually result in a crack below it, which would result in a short-term balance breakdown. But until 65, 68 breaks, the buyers can maintain control, and we are simply balancing within a range. Now heading into the open, we have pre-market resistance at 78, and the primary resistance, which is the top of this range and the top of the balance, is 81 to 83. So that is the inflection point, and that is the key resistance, where if we break out above it, that would mark a break above essentially a three-day balance area, and from there we could get a directional move up to 91, 92, and 94.5 to 96.5. That is the bigger picture move that we've been looking for over the last couple of days, but 81, 83 has been active resistance, and it has held ES back so far. But today we could still get that upside breakout. We could still get a move away from this narrow range that the market has established over the last couple of days, and that's really the main expectation of the day. Now the econ calendar today is relatively light. We have jobless claims out at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, and then wholesale trade at 9 a.m. Not really a big market mover. So today the jobless claims is really the only report that could result in some activity in pre-market, but that's not really going to affect the market structure unless we actually break out above 81, 83 or break down below 65, 68. Until then, this is simply a balanced market, which is definitely gearing up for a directional move. The market is not going to stay stuck in this range for too long, and as long as we're holding 65, 68, and especially if we start balancing near the upper edge of this range, near initial resistance, then the buyers can definitely step in, and we can get a move up to 94.5 to 96.5, maybe even higher, but that's really the primary target in the event of a breakout above 81 to 83. So that would be the upside scenario. On the downside, in the event of a breakdown and a complete failure of this three-day balance below 65, we could get liquidation quite easily down to 58 to 60, and probably even down to 50.75 to 52.75. So in the event of a break below 65, that would indicate sell side in control. That would mark a shift on the smaller time frames from the buyers to the sellers, and that can lead to short-term long liquidation. And like I said, 58.60 is the very high probability spot that would get tested. But at that point, if there's strong momentum behind the liquidation, we could even go down to 50.75 to 52.75. That's a spot where buyers will likely be active on first test, and the support zones below that remain active and valid as well, and can attract responsive buyers. But for now, that is the low probability scenario. The high odds scenario is still the upside breakout scenario, and that's why that's the one we're going to focus on, unless there are very clear-cut signs that sellers are just being very dominant and very active and aggressive in this market. So unless we see some very clear signs pointing to the contrary, we're going to stick with the bullish bias, give the benefit of the doubt to the buyers, and anticipate a breakout above 81 to 83 for a move up to 94.5 to 96.5. Keep an eye on the Russell, that area that I talked about a couple of days ago, around the 60.5 to 62.5. That remains pretty key in the Russell, and if TF breaks out above 60.5, 62.5, that would again confirm the buyers being very dominant in this market, and that would support the idea of a breakout and a test of 94.5 to 96.5. So those are the main thoughts heading into the open. Let's see if the buyers can retain control and finally actually break above this narrow balance, and we'll take it from there.